time this time.
There you go. Content is being sent to a third party. Got it.
Got it. And I'm going to hit that one before I forget. And we're live.
Record time.
G'day. Welcome to this episode of Not So Secret Dad's Business. I'm your host, Nate, and as always, we got Judge Gonzo with me to help me run this shit.
Eating fucking cookies.
Fucking protein cookies, man. They look tasty.
They're fucking good, man.
Hey, man, both our wives have been baking this weekend, man. Like Christine. Go on.
She tries random stuff and fucking nails it, man. Is that what she does? Is that what Christine does?
Yeah, man. I don't know if you saw it in the group chat, but she's made these little fucking chocolate nests.
Mm-hmm.
And she's put like peanut M&Ms in them.
That's
so they're
awesome.
like little birds' eggs and shit. I think it's like an Easter themed dessert, but she's hanging out with her girls this weekend.
Nice.
And they're having like a potluck lunch. So all the girls gotten together, they've all made something for lunch and yeah.
Nice. Do you want to see who the creeps are in our audience? Are you ready?
Yeah, go for it. Normally I've got it
ASMR
here, but...
fucking chewing. Fucking terrible. That's cool, man. So she's away? Nice.
Yeah, so it's just me and the boys today. Well, me and the boys, me and Eli, really.
Yeah, I was like, you and the boy.
Yeah, me and the boy. That's it. So, yeah, what's been happening, man? What's going on?
Okay. Fuck all that. Let's get to the elephant in the room.
Well, before we do, I just have to point out.
Because I'm angry.
Something about last week's episode, man.
Go.
I have not fucking lived it down all week. I have been getting fucking roasted.
Oh, for the movies?
For the movies, man. And of course,
your
shout
sister,
out. Shout out to my
out of
sister.
Nowhere. She's like, I'm so fucking sorry. She cracked me up, man.
Yeah, man. And she's commented on the page. She's commented on the Instagram. And I'm like, come on. And then she messages me. She's like, I am so ashamed to be called your sister. Like, even I've seen half that shit. And I'm like, bitch, just lay off. Fucking lay off, man. But I did realize during the week I had seen the Goonies. It was just one of those moments where I just couldn't picture the plot. Right. So, yeah, Sarah, well, I've seen the Goonies.
Well, look, it's like we said. Now you have an amazing swathing of movies to watch.
Oh,
like, you have such good fucking stuff to watch. But you got to... Look, man, I could pick anything off that list. Demolition Man, in Big Trouble in Little China. They're so fucking good, dude.
I was going to go watch Tombstone during the week, but it's on
Tombstone's
Disney
a fucking
Plus,
good one.
And I've actually suspended our subscription at the moment because just can't afford it. It's not in the budget. We either drop Netflix or Stan and pick up, Disney Plus.
Yeah.
There's too many fucking streaming services.
Yeah, but that's where we get everything now.
You paid $10 for it on YouTube, and I was like, I'm not paying $10 for it.
Yeah, no.
So, anyway, the fucking elephant in the room, man. We've been talking about this the last few days, and it's driving me fucking bonkers.
I'm gonna put this out there right now. I am not going to say Splits Boy's name. I'm not, or brother of Splits Boy. However the fuck those two idiots got famous, I'm not even gonna say his name because I don't even want to be like associated with the fact that someone can search for this show or search that name and somehow we come up. I don't want to do it. I want to do it. He's fucking Splits Boy's brother. He's got no talent. He's a fucking hack. He fights bums. Okay. All right. I will, however, say the champ's name because Mike Tyson is the fucking champ. Recently, everyone fucking found out at the same time that Splits Boy's brother went to go look and challenged a 60-year-old Mike Tyson to a boxing match. Now, it's being called an exhibition. Mike has fought one in his entire career. The other guy, I don't know fucking how many. It seems like everything he does is an exhibition because he fights ex-basketball players and fucking bums and old fighters and blah, blah, blah. Okay?
I mean, take Tyron Woodley out of that. I mean, because he's a fantastic fighter, but he's not a fucking boxer.
Right.
Big difference.
Now, I just watched a fucking video that made me crack up laughing. It's a boxer who said...
That was Tyron Woodley.
Yeah. He goes... The guy's asking him, he goes, would you fight or I'm sorry, who do you think is going to win the fight? And Tyrone goes, let me tell you something. I've been in the ring twice with Jake. I don't want to get in the fucking ring with Mike once. He says he's liable to graze me and like I'll lose the ability to eat. I won't be able to take care of my kids. Like Mike's a murderer. Now because this is the part that's been bothering me all week. Mike doesn't need the purse. He doesn't need the fucking purse for that. So, and he's also got nothing to prove, which are mainly the two reasons why fighters come out of retirement, semi-retirement.
Yep.
Or for some sort of circus act. Mike's not a circus act guy. If anybody, because all of a sudden everyone became a boxing analyst over fucking night. Everyone's like, oh, so he's beating up a senior citizen. I'm like, just like the guy said, I don't care if he's 70. Okay. Now, what I was thinking of all the ways that Mike loses, and it's not about him hitting the mat. It's not, right? If it goes to some sort of weirdo exhibition decision, he loses. Because then it's, he stood in the ring with Mike. Now, Mike's, older. In his prime, he would have turned him into paste. I still think he can, right? So if it goes decision, he loses. If he gets knocked down once, he fucking loses, right? If in my opinion, if the bell doesn't start and this asshole gets the Leon Spinks treatment in the first 27 seconds of the fight, that is the only way he comes out reputation entirely intact. Why would he want to prove that this asshole who's not a boxer, Mike trains actual boxers.
That's it, man.
Why would he get in the ring with this dude who's not a boxer? He, however, is flaunting like he's Floyd Mayweather, and he's not. He hasn't earned it.
No, he hasn't.
So I'm just upset about the whole thing unless Mike's plan is to showboat all this stuff, get him in the ring, and like Tyrone said, move organs around in his fucking body. Because that is the only way that this comes out where he doesn't look like an aging boxer. Mike left as like, look, he left on a low point, drugs, stuff like that. I get it. But he is still at fucking 60 years old, the guy that you don't want to fight.
I saw some of his training footage recently. He's still a fucking
57.
Killer, man.
At 57, okay. Check this out. Mike punches. So Marciano punched with 1,400 joules of power. Okay. Mike Tyson punches with 16, right? So in his prime, he fight with 16. I looked up what that was. If you get hit by a falling refrigerator full of food from the second floor of a fucking building, that is the equivalent to getting hit straight on by Mike Tyson. That's fucking falling brutal. Refrigerator, dude. The other one was, like a Vespa. It's not a motorcycle, but it's like a little scooter, but it's made out of metal.
Yeah.
They said in order to get hit by Mike Tyson, you got to get hit with one of those head on doing at least 11 miles per hour. Now, you might be, it's no big deal because it's small. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Not 11. It was 15 kilometers per hour, which is what, 30?
Yeah, about that. Yeah.
Dude, that's still a hunk of metal coming at you at 30 miles per hour, man. Like, that's no fucking joke. That's no fucking joke.
Regardless, yeah.
So I don't know, man. So what were you, man, I don't know. Like, I'm hoping, because then I saw exhibition and I was like, I don't want to hear, the rules are you can't do this. You can't hit above the bit. Like, I don't want any of that. And I don't know why he would agree to that. He does not need the money.
Yeah.
He doesn't need the money. And he's got nothing to prove. So Tyrone said this dude must have came looking for the fight because Mike would never go to look for him.
No, that's right. And even Mike had made the one condition that it has to have the biggest fucking pay-per-view sellout ever. Otherwise, he doesn't want to move forward with it. And that's what threw me off as well. It's being streamed on Netflix. Like, why wouldn't someone like Showtime Boxing or DAZN or something like that pick it up?
I honestly think it's because Netflix is in more people's houses than those. And they probably paid through the fucking nose to make this happen.
Well, look, I mean, I'll say this, right? I was talking to Christine about it just yesterday in the car. And I said to her, like, props to Dickhead because he's bringing in a new viewership for boxing. Like, let's face it, boxing went stale, but boxing's always had its ups and downs. Like, it was huge during the 80s and 90s when you had Mike Tyson, and then the big names kind of retired, and that viewership dropped off too.
Yeah, and it turned into a circus act.
Yeah, and then up until recently, like the last few years, you had Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, and then you've got Fury and Usyk that are going backwards and forwards. We've just had Anthony Joshua knock out Francis Ngannou.
Yeah.
But it seems lately there's a lot of these crossover fights because, again, Francis Ngannou is an MMA fighter. So you've got a boxer fighting another MMA fighter. But it's putting butts in seats. It's bringing money back into the sport. So I'll give that to him. But at the same time, I mean, I fucking love boxing. And on the other side of the coin, he's making a fucking joke of it. An absolute fucking joke.
But that's what I'm saying. If he's doing that, shouldn't the penalty, and I know it sounds like, but shouldn't the penalty be death by Mike Tyson? Right? Like, I know you listen to Hot Boxing. Everyone who loves Mike listen. I mean, like, sometimes he's got like occasional rapper on there and shit like that or whatever. But like the way he talks, like when he was doing an interview with Holyfield, he was so excited. Like, they said he got up and was like moving around and like shadow boxing because he was just thinking about being in the ring.
Yep.
There's no way that guy with his intensity is going to look at this laundry list of things that he's not allowed to do and go, okay, there's no fucking way. There's no way. And that's what I mean about losing, right? If he does not fight like Mike, people are going to go, that's bullshit. And that is going to be the last thing that's on his fucking reputation before he goes away.
That's right.
Or you know what I'm saying? Like, that's that fighting this dude
could and potentially quite possibly destroy his legacy.
Right. And it does, because
and I mean,
he might have.
Go on. Sorry, man.
That's right. He might have fell off a little bit near the end because of drugs, because of Don King, because of everything. Like, I get it, but your legacy is going to stop fighting a YouTuber. And people are like, well, you don't understand. He's a good, like, no, he just got here. Mm-hmm. And that's why I like the interview, because this guy said that Mike has probably forgotten more combinations and more style
technique,
than this kid has ever learned. And it's like, he must be like, oh, I'll take a punch in the face by Mike Tyson for what, like, oh, you know, like he punched a dude for a parking spot. Yeah, man, but you're not getting hit by him once. If you get hit by him once, you're fucking lucky. And then if you do, stay the fuck down, because I don't think he's going to be able to get back up anyway.
No, but even so,
it's got to be a one round, dude.
You look at boxers like back in the day, fucking Golovkin, he got up and walked out, and the audience booed him out of the stadium, covered him in popcorn and soda and all this sort of shit because of the way Tyson punches. I mean, you get uppercut from Tyson, you watch people's souls leave their fucking body.
Yeah. How many seconds into the match does this asshole realize that the money better be worth it, and he starts hugging Mike so he doesn't get hit?
Because that's what he'll do. That's what I've seen him do it before. He gets in there and it's a big hug fest.
I'm saying he throws one jab, maybe a hook. The first time Mike comes after him and backs him up into a corner, which he's going to, because that's fucking Mike's move. And then he hammers the shit out of him. The only thing you can do is hug him. And then about 30 seconds in, people are going to start getting pissed off, because that's all it's going to be. All it's going to be is, how long can I survive in this ring with this guy? It's not, can I beat him? Because there's no fucking way he's even thinking of that. There's no fucking way. This guy's history, man.
Well, the other thing we have to think about as well, it's not just the power that Mike has. One thing that Cuss taught him, and Kevin Rooney taught him really well, was how to work angles. Now, Mike could be right in front of you throwing punches, and you think you're good. The next moment, he's literally switched, and he's right on your side, and he's throwing body punches and just destroying you.
Like
he moves like was that bloody Gambit out of Street Fighter. He's like a blur,
Yeah.
man. He's like right there.
Yeah. He can knock you out with a jab. He can knock you out with a body shot. Hit like it's usually haymakers, right? A big uppercut or whatever. Like that's not like Mike will ruin your fucking your lungs with a hit. Like he'll put all the air out of your body and you won't be able to fucking continue. Now, what does that do? Right? Let's think about that. Fight starts, it's over in 30 fucking seconds because this guy is totally fucking outclassed. I don't care how old Mike is. You've seen him in the fucking training videos 3 years ago when he was 57. He moves faster than most 20-year-olds. So we're not even going to talk about the age. The age thing is a wash, right? But when it happens that maybe that's why it's not a pay-per-view. I think maybe pay-per-view Showtime didn't even want to touch it because now people are in the I want a refund because blah, 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 blah. Yeah. And I don't know how many fights are going to be on this ticket, but no one's going to give a fuck until this one.
No, that's right. That's right. I mean, look, man, there's a lot of things that I want to say about this because when you first showed me, like I hadn't even seen it on Facebook yet. Yeah. You showed me and I was like, are you fucking, I was screaming.
Yeah.
I'm like, Christine, look at this shit. This is fucking ridiculous. This dickhead's jumping in the fight.
But it is ridiculous. And that's the problem I have with it.
Forget is that Tyson had been training since 14. His coach alone was a fucking savage.
Yeah.
And he was not trained to be a boxer. He was trained to be a killer. His whole mindset was to go in there and kill. Like you said, rearrange organs, rearrange people's faces, go for the fucking knockout. And then when he left boxing, and he said it so many times on his podcast, Hot Boxing, that he had an existential crisis because he's like, now I'm not a boxer. I'm no longer a killer.
Yep. I don't know what to do.
I'm not a killer. What do I do? And he had to spend so many years trying to, I guess, reprogram his head because he, again, perfect word for that is programming. He wasn't really trained. He was programmed.
Yeah.
His whole mindset was completely different to everybody else in the sport.
Yeah.
And so
it's weird. Like you talk about Ali, right? Of course, he's a legacy, right? Sugar Ray Robinson. These guys are legacy fighters. Rocky Marciano. These guys are legacy fighters. But when you say the name Mike Tyson, there's an entire weight that goes along with that. Yes, because of controversy, right? But yes, because of if you go to YouTube and just watch Mike Tyson knockouts, just watch them. Yeah. It is not a couple and then a blip and then a fucking guy goes down. This is, and as soon as he hits him, he walks away. Like he doesn't stand around. He just walks away and he waits and his facial expression doesn't even change. Like I remember when a dude tried to challenge him to a fight and he ran across the ring and acted like he was going to tap Mike. He ended up getting Mike on the chin. Mike didn't even move. Dude, 2 people have pulled the gun on fucking Mike on record. One, he was out with fucking Rosie Perez and someone pulled the gun on Rosie Perez's sister. She went upstairs and goes, Mike, someone just pulled the gun on my sister. He goes, all right, let's go talk to him. Walks right the fuck downstairs and the guy points the gun at Mike and Mike goes like this with the gun and just pushes it down. He's not afraid of anything, man.
No.
He bought a tiger. A tiger is a wild animal. Like, I don't care if you domesticate it. It is a fucking wild animal, man. He doesn't have a natural fear of anything.
Anything. No.
And you think that this guy who looks like fucking Machine Gun Kelly's fucking mumble rapping brother is going to step in the ring and have Mike do anything else but fucking smile at him? Come on, man. Dude, it's a farce. The only way it's not a farce is if he fucking destroys him. That is the only way it's not a farce.
Mike has to just go in and make an example of him.
Yeah, because if it does go and they put the mic on Mike and he goes, oh, he's a talented fighter, that negates everything that every boxing analyst has said about the bullshit that is him and his fucking brother. Mm-hmm. The showboat and the gold chains on beaches with girl. You haven't fought anybody of note and you're acting like you got like the clout because you've been fighting for fucking 10, 12 years. You're not shit. He's trying to jump into the personality of a Mayweather without doing a Mayweather.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Look, I mean, if he had been fighting people like, Gennady Golovkin, fucking Canelo,
Yeah.
all these big guys that are
Yeah.
in
Fighters.
there at the fighters,
Yeah.
I mean, it would be a different story, absolutely different
Yeah.
story. But to go from YouTube to then start fighting basketball players and
Yeah.
have that on your record and go, oh, but I'm undefeated. Yeah,
Yeah.
great. You're undefeated, but you've been fighting
Now,
bums.
now here's my thing though. If he came out and legitimately got into the fighting like arena and was a real boxer, that's a guy, that's a story. Honestly, I could get behind.
Yep.
I'm like, dude, he was doing fucking stupid pranks and shit, but now he finds the love of boxing. He did not find the love of boxing. He found boxing and started fighting YouTubers and ex-basketball players.
Yeah.
He didn't try to get in. He started fighting sellout fights because of who he is and because of who his brother is. He jumped in to something. And now I don't think it's a screw loose. I think that he's riding this I'm invincible wave. He's going to find out really fucking quick what it's like to get hit by the equivalent of someone dumping a refrigerator off 2 fucking flights and having you hit right in the fucking chest.
Yeah. And like you said in the group chat, if Mike doesn't step in there and dislocate his jaw within 7 seconds, like you say, his whole reputation's like it's up for grabs. Really?
That's my fear. That's my fear because Mike, this is your last one. Because we're gonna do maybe fight another exhibition after this. Like this is it.
Because I think the last fight he had was against Roy Jones Jr. and that was an exhibition.
Yeah,
and I mean, even
that
then,
was the one exhibition.
And I was like, I don't know, man, because Roy John, can't spit the words out. But both those guys were old men, and I was like, I don't know, man. Like both these old men, fantastic in their prime, but now jumping in the ring for an exhibition.
Yeah,
I don't know. But again, I think that's one of those fights that come and put butts in seats. Look at the fucking Mayweather-McGregor fight. All right, that whole thing was a farce, but it put butts in seats and made a fuckload of money.
But from those two, I wasn't looking for anything real. I was looking for a couple fucking jabs, a couple fucking hugs, and for them both to jerk each other off. That's exactly what they did. But I didn't expect anything less from those two.
Yeah.
I expected that to be a circus act, and it was a fucking circus act.
Yep.
This cannot be a circus act.
Absolutely
this has to be a freak show. And Mike has to go in there and not play with fucking homeboy who thinks he's like, that's why I'm thinking like this dude is embarrassing the sport that you love, the sport that you're still training people for. He says, I'll fight him. I think when that showed up to Mike, he goes, okay. Like, did he think he was going to back off and not take that?
Well, I mean, when has Mike ever backed down from a challenge?
This is what I mean, man.
He's never backed down. Like like you say, he's got no fucking fear. I don't even think the man fears God, right? He is who he is. He's a fucking killer.
You heard about what he said about death?
Yeah.
He's like, I welcome death. Death is beautiful. Like he doesn't give a shit. He doesn't give a shit. Dude, I don't know. Like, look, I'm watching. If it was pay-per-view, this one I might actually watch. I might actually watch it. My concern is not that he's going to lose. Nobody on this fucking planet is like, this guy's going to knock Mike out. Get the fuck out of here. That's not going to happen.
But
that's
look,
not going to happen.
Even if he does beat Mike and he's going to start walking around bragging rights, oh, I beat Mike Tyson. Yeah, okay, great. You beat a 60-year-old Mike Tyson.
No, because after that, he'll say that he'll retire. And in his own fucking world, he went out on the top. He beat the greatest champ of all time. That's what he's going to say. It doesn't matter how old he is. It doesn't matter.
Look, if he wants to really prove that he's got what it takes, he needs to be fighting the top heavyweights in today's fucking circuit. He needs to be fighting the Tyson Furies. He needs to be fighting the Anthony Joshuas, the Alexander Usyks, all these other big Deontay Wilder, fucking Andy Ruiz. Like these guys are fucking killers.
Yeah, but those are real fights against real fighters. He's not going to do that. He's not going to fucking do that.
And that just goes to show what his mindset is, because he's thinking, oh, I'll take on Iron Mike. That's cool. Like I'm going to dominate. I mean, that could be his mindset, but at the same time, he knows, like in the back of his brain, he's got that seed of doubt that he does not have what it takes, and
But
he knows that deep down in his core.
and here's what his people are probably telling him: say you lose in the first 5 seconds. In the post interview, you go, yeah, but I'm the only person who's gotten in the ring with Mike for however long. So any way you fucking split it, he's going to act like he accomplished something.
Mm-hmm.
Guy, you can get in the ring with fucking Mike Tyson. No one wants to, but he is so about his clout, whether it's bad or good, that even if he loses, immediately he's going to be like, well, no one could talk shit because I don't see you guys doing it. So unless he puts him into the hospital in a half vegetative CTE induced fucking state, that is the only thing that's going to shut this fucking guy up.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely. Man,
I've fucking believable.
Yeah. I mean, I've been fuming about this all week, man. All fucking week. It's just, I don't know what to say. That we've already said, anyhow.
Yeah. And we tried to save it for here, which we always do. Like Nate and I, a lot of times will go, hey man, like, let's not talk about this now. Let's save it. But what else can you say about this shit?
How do you keep your mouth shut about it as well?
And every comment I've seen is like, prepare the fucking funeral home, man. Prepare the funeral home.
I actually saw a split screen of Dickhead training and then Mike Tyson training.
Yeah.
So I was like top and bottom comparison. And like, Mike is still on fire. He fucking moves, man.
Yeah. Whereas, I know, I've seen the other one. He looks like a robot.
He's half the speed, if that.
Yeah.
It's like, man, if that is your speed, you've got no hope. Because like you say, Mike Tyson has knocked people out with a jab. I mean, who else have you seen knock someone out with a jab?
That and Mike starts his training at 4 a.m. because Cuss used to have him training from 4 a.m. to what's 2100 hours?
9 p.m.
10? 9 p.m. 4 a.m. to 9 p.m. An hour in the gym. And then I think it was like 4 or 5 times a day. He had to do 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, and like 100 squat. Like, this was all fucking day.
Yeah.
Dude, he trained for 3 hours before he ate breakfast.
Yeah.
And you think he's going to what? Maybe throw a couple jabs and get ring ready? He's going to do exactly what he was taught to do, which means he's going to come in fucking peak shape. And I got news for you. Mike Tyson's 60-year-old peak shape is better than most 25 and 30-year-olds peak shape. You know why? Because he's got a brain full of Customado's fucking boxing experience. He's got years of fucking fighters under his belt. He's fought Lewis. He's fought Holyfield a couple times. Foreman. You think he's going to treat this as anything different? No, because he's not a Mayweather and he's not a McGregor. He's going to go into this going, okay, I'm going to start training while you're sitting on the fucking beach making fucking videos about how this and that. He's training to kill you. And he fucking better be.
Mm-hmm.
And he better be training to kill you.
There was one time I think I heard him say that, I'm out 4 a.m. training.
Yeah.
And it doesn't bother me. In fact, it fires me up because I know for a fact that while I'm out running,
you're sleeping.
My guts, they're sleeping, and I'm already on top of top of them. And the other thing that he pointed out as well is that back when he was boxing, those men were fighters.
Yeah,
they didn't give a fuck about the purse. They were in there to fight.
Yeah.
Whereas now you got your Mayweathers and all this. They're fucking businessmen.
Yeah.
The businessmen, they're trying to make the money and they're fighting to make money. And they're not fighting for the recognition anymore.
Yeah, and because neither one of them are worried about their reputation. After the fight, they did an interview with Mayweather. He's like, I didn't really fight. He's like, I just wanted to get in the ring. So you just fucking told everybody that, and that was a hug fest too. It was a hug and jab fest. Either they stayed 2.5 feet away from each other or they were fucking on each other the whole time. I think there were parts where McGregor was actually fighting, because in that one, he had more to prove because it's not an MMA fight. So you took away 90% of his fucking arsenal, which he tried. He tried to put him in headlocks and shit because that's what you're fucking trained to do. I don't know. I don't know. It's one of those things where I'm like, I just wish it wasn't happening. I wish when he challenged him, Mike took him on his fucking podcast and he's like, let me explain something to you. Like, I'm not going to do this. And it's not because I'm afraid of you. It's because of this, and this. And at the end of the day, I'm going to make sure you spend a week and a half in the fucking hospital. So we're not going to do this. Yeah. But you should start fighting real fighters. The fact that he wants to do it, I don't know what that says. Like, I'm trying to figure out. But getting inside Mike's head is like trying to get inside the head of a fucking pit bull. Yeah. Like, there's just so much going on. Like, what is the? And he's like shooting like videos of him with the fucking sign the contract shirt, and this asshole signing it, throwing down the pen. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
It's a fucking
I don't know. Dude, I don't know what it is. It stinks, and it better not be the reason why. Like, he goes. It isn't like the Rocky Balboa movie where they did a video game, and it was like Rocky in his prime against like the current boxer, and I think Rocky won. And then that pissed off the real boxer. And he's like, I'll fight him right now. And that movie ended beautifully because, spoiler alert, fucking movie's like 10 years old. Rocky lost by decision, but he proved that he could do it because he stayed in the ring the whole time and beat this guy around the fucking ring. But it proved that he's older. He couldn't knock him out like he used to, but he stayed in there the whole time and went the distance. As a matter of fact, when they called the fight, while they're making the decision, he's already walking out of the ring. Like, he didn't give a fuck. He just wanted to prove to himself that he could do it.
Yep.
That's Rocky. Mike doesn't have to prove shit.
Look, I'm also wondering if that, because Mike is now late 50s, early 60s. I mean, because let's face it, he doesn't need the money. He's got Tyson Ranch.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got his podcast. He's got so many other ventures out there. It's not like Mike. He needs it. But like he said, I'll only do it if pay-per-view numbers are through the roof.
Yeah.
You know, unless we can make record numbers here, I don't want to do it. So, I mean, it makes me wonder, is Mike wanting to get in the ring just to knock this kid's dick in the dirt? Or is he looking to make a couple of extra bucks like the businessman boxers today?
Well, he had, like, look, he should be making money because he trains, but he trains like he's going to be boxing, and he doesn't. He just trains because he wants to fucking train. So, yeah, I mean, of course, pay the man. He's getting in the ring. You called him out because the alternate is this one out there. This asshole calls him out, and Mike says no. Then it turns into something completely different. Oh, the greatest champ of all time, back down, and blah, 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 blah. I think Mike undercut all that by being like, sure, because I'm not going to let you play that fucking game with me.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Shannon, thanks for joining us.
Shannon, my favorite. Shannon's going to be on the show next week.
Next week, yeah. So, I mean, we're not ones for usually planning a show. We sit there during the week and go, oh, dude, I saw this. We've got to talk about this. Got to talk about that. But next week, man, we're going to have Shannon on the show joining us live.
And I've said this when...
like you said today, we wanted to have her on today. But we're so riled up about this. I didn't want to take away from Shannon's story because she's got a cool fucking bit of stuff to share, you know?
And I've said this before, even when she wasn't listening. Like, I told the Shannon story fucking forever, which is why I asked her for stories. Shannon is by far probably the top 3 nicest and most genuine people you'll ever fucking meet in your life. She doesn't have an evil or deceitful bone in her fucking body, and that is because of her fucking upbringing, man. You see the pictures of her and her fucking folks, you see how close they are, and then I'm like, I want to, raise Hunter the same way, because I've seen what good, solid, I'm there for you parenting does, that does to somebody. I met Shannon when she was younger. Like, we were larding when she was young, and in the age where most people are like, they're fucking flighty, or they're being an asshole, or being bully, or being whores, or whatever. And I say that because during that fucking time at that game, everyone was just going there to fuck. Like, it was crazy. Like, people were going there on the weekend. Shannon was there to fucking play, and she's still one of the best actresses. And I'm not even gonna say LARPers, because Shannon really didn't go. Like, she went there and fought. She went there to act, and she's one of the best fucking actors, like performers that I know at that game. I still tell stories about her. We're having her on because her fucking father is it, and I only knew from her telling stories, from her bringing stuff up, what a fucking influential person. Like everyone always wants to be influenced by their parents. This is like something you read or like a movie should be made out of. That's why she's coming on, because she's got a fucking awesome story to tell. And she's just a great person. Like,
Yeah, man.
why wouldn't we want, in a world where everyone's highlighting bullshit, why can't we highlight something that's awesome and bring like a little bit of beauty onto a show where really all we do is curse and maybe give you some good advice every once in a while?
Yeah, absolutely,
Shannon's gonna be great, man.
Yeah,
that's gonna be a really good one.
I mean, we've made it very clear on the show that, you know, we got shit dads ourselves, so we're working this dad shit out and how to be the best dad possible by ourselves, you know. And so it'd be cool to hear some positive stories and take some of that away, put in our own toolboxes, you know. Look, I also see we got Jai with us as well. So we got Shannon and Jai.
Hey, yeah, I know. She's so I texted her and I said that we brought her up, and she goes, well, I'm vain as fuck. So tell me where it was in the show. And she appreciated it and shit, and she appreciated Rob and stuff like that. But that was the story. And I was like, I texted her, I'm like, I hope they told the fucking story right. But she's the one that told me that story. And I told you off mic who it was.
Yeah, I couldn't fucking believe it. I would have never
me neither when she told me. When she said the name, I'm like, I've heard that name before. When I saw the picture, I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Well, again, I did the same thing because I'm like, you told me the name, and I'm like, wait, is that? I couldn't quite put the face to it, but I'm like, I hope that's not who I'm actually thinking. So I Googled the name and I went, oh shit, it is her.
Yeah. Yeah. Psycho, dude. Psycho. Yeah. So I do have a story that starts bad, could potentially go somewhere that's fucking funny, will go somewhere that's funny, but it's tragedy that turns into fucking comedy. I'm going to try and do this and not offend anybody.
Yo, what up, Rob? Thanks for jumping in, man.
Yeah, Rob, talk to Jai. She's there too.
Dude, we got the whole fucking judge crew jumping in tonight.
That's right, man. I love my fucking people, dude. They're so awesome. And the three people in the chat couldn't be more different from each other. Like, it's great. Like, all their personalities are so fucking different. There was a multi-murder suicide in my town. Like I said, this is going to start kind of fucking low, right? This husband and wife had two girls. They couldn't pay the mortgage. The bank was coming after them. They didn't want to move out of their house. They were trying to make ends meet. They were trying to get people to help them, the bank to help them. No one would help them. The mom, I swear to God, and this is terrible. This is not, it's the afterwards that I want to ask about. So, you know, like, I mean, God rest the family, especially the girls. The mom then put a gun on the father, the two daughters, and then killed herself in the house. Okay. Horrifying, right? But then a week later, the house was up for sale. Now, here's my fucking question. Yes, that is terrible, but we're going to push that to the side because I needed to say that to get to this. You find out that there's an Amityville style murder-suicide in a fucking house. Are you moving into that house right afterwards? Or are you like, let's get some fucking priests here first? Like, would you walk into a house that either you knew was, you know, haunted or had the fucking serious potential to be? Like, she didn't want to leave the house. That's why she did what she did. You don't think the next family is going to go in there and be like, hey, man, I woke up and there was fucking black ooze coming out of my ears. Like, fuck you. Dude, imagine you walk into that house and you're walking down the hall and you got your box and all of a sudden you see a ball roll across the fucking thing. I'm like, what? Wrap it the fuck up. We're out of here. Are you moving into that house right afterwards?
I think, look, I'm not a religious man.
I love the cough.
Just real quick, thanks for joining us as well, Andre. You're back.
Andre, what up?
Dude, we got 5 people in the chat, like Andre said, hitting the big numbers this week, man.
That's right.
And I think I'm with.
And Rob, you guys can answer too. Yeah, and that's why we're bringing it up.
Rob's just jumped in and he said, get the priests, the witches, the druids, that awesome black lady that had the psychic hotline. And Jai said, in this economy, yeah, I'll be besties with those fucking ghosts. And we got Shannon saying, Jesus Christ, literally a week later, I don't care about the ghosts, but the empathy, like.
Oh, okay. See, what did I just say about Shannon, right? Like,
Yeah.
giant fucking Rob. Like, she's like, yeah, like, but that just goes to show how little the banks gave a fuck, right?
Yeah.
Like the blood on the wall isn't even dry yet.
Yeah.
They hustle them out of the fucking house. They're like, renovate it, goes right back on the fucking market,
Look,
man.
I mean,
Like,
I'm not a religious man, but I'd be getting priests in there to fucking bless the house for sure.
I mean,
Like
something.
sprinkling holy water, burning sage, fucking anointing over the doors.
And like Rob said, you bring in everybody because I'm not religious either. I want rabbis. I want fucking imams. I want everybody in there. I want everybody in there. And I want them throwing whatever the fuck out there. I want fucking the white chicks who think they're witches. I want them to bring crystals and talk about fucking astronomy. I want everybody in there. And I'm still not sleeping comfortably.
Bro,
like I'm not.
I'm telling you, man, I love your people. I'm trying so fucking hard to listen to you, but I'm watching this chat as well. And Joyce just jumped in. She's like, I'm from Newark. What the fuck are they going to do to me? Like,
yep. But like, I don't know, man. So yes, the empathy thing of like, how do you fucking do that? But I was thinking like, so right now, two groups of people were killed in the Amityville house, right? It's a true story. 2 groups. Now there is a family that lives there. They repainted the house in like the iconic windows. There's like two like planters with flowers rolling out of it. Like,
oh yeah.
Do you think someone moves there who knows about it, or is it just an older couple that saw a house go up like we're just gonna fucking move in there? Like, is that something that you seek out? So if you're like a fucking goth person and shit,
I've always wanted to buy the Amityville house if I could. Like that's just
fuck
one of
is
those
wrong with
things
you?
on my bucket list. It's like because I know the history of it, and
yeah,
but
it's not like
I know,
the history of like a really cool bar. Like it's the history.
But I'm a massive true crime buff as well, so it's like, dude, I'm living here, fucking red rum. I'd be red rumming that shit, fucking walking through the house chanting.
Oh man, I don't know, dude. Like, I'll buy the house across the street, and at night I'll be in the fucking blinds. Like, dude, what do you think is going on in there? Like, I don't know if I can. I don't know, man. Shit, I guess I'll just watch the news coming up to see if anything fucking weird happens. Like,
yeah,
I want to hear horror stories. I love the horror genre.
But you don't want to.
I want to watch Ghost Hunters. I don't want to live in that motherfucker. Like when we were in North Arlington, my mom and brother swear to God, so does my older sister, swear to God that there was a half, I forgot what they're called, like if it's a half entity from the waist up, and the motherfucker wore a top hat and he just looked like a black mask. So he was just a shadow. And he was in the fucking house. My brother saw it, my mom saw it, my sister saw it. They all claim to see the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I slept for like the next week with like the Kenny from South Park opening in the blanket. Like, I'm like, I don't want to stay the fuck out of my room, dude. Like, I don't want to.
I mean, along with true crime, I love the supernatural. Now I know I got a lot of shit last week for not seeing these action movies and drama movies. Now I'm not saying I'm not a movie. I'm not saying I'm not a movie buff. Most of the shit I've watched are horror movies. So they're either slashers or the supernatural thing. You know, The Exorcist, Exorcism of Emily Rose, all that kind of shit. Yeah. That really gets my tires smoking, right? Now, I would not be in one of those houses with a Ouija board trying to summon shit because I don't need to be like trying to cause that shit. But if something fucking happened, I'm sure at first I'd be like, I'm out of here, shit in my pants, gone.
Yeah.
But on the other side, like the curiosity is like, ooh, like.
Yeah, but if you move into that house, don't you move into it to try and get the Ouija board action? Right? Like, I know Jai's in the chat right now going, I'll fucking go in there with a Ouija board. Like, she don't give a fuck. Like, if you buy that house, you're not going in it just to live in the house. You're going into it to be like, I moved into the Amityville house. Don't you want to know, like, one night, like, do an EVP thing, and then you play it back, and he's like, do you mind if I'm here? And you just hear, get the fuck out. I'm like, I'm out. Pack everything up. We're fucking lit. Actually, the second group that moved into the house left everything there. They just left. Because they started to hear shit and see shit, and they left everything. They just fucking split.
Yeah, but again, it depends on what kind of haunting it is as well, right? If it's just
it's the Amityville horror house, man.
But if it's a fucking if it's a demonic kind of possession of the house or whatever, yeah, there's some big shit happening. But like a lot of poltergeist benign. 90% of the time they don't even know they're fucking dead.
Right.
And so they're literally just moving shit around the house or throwing things across the room to try and get your attention. And usually it's because
None
they
of
don't
those sound like a
realize
good
they're
time.
dead and you're in their house. So they're trying to get you the fuck out of the house.
Have you seen the others?
Yeah, man.
Are you lying just to say that you fucking saw it?
Yeah, man.
I fucking knew it. Actually, so based on what you just said, watch the others. It's a great flick. It came out a while ago, but you have to watch it because it kind of touches on what you said. I don't know, like, I know goth friends. I got one of them in a fucking chat, right? Like, I know goth people, but I also know a lot of like hot topic goth people who are like that shit, whatever, and they just kind of dress in black. But I also know people like who live and breathe like the culture and shit.
Yeah.
I know a couple that went and bought a church and turned it into a house.
Yep.
And then they had ghost hunters there. They're like, we hear something. I'm like, what the fuck did you think was going to happen? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're in there going, I'm hearing shit. It's a fucking church, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, of course you would fucking hear something. I don't know if I'm moving in there, man. I know I don't even think I'd go visit because of the whole attachment thing. Well, like, you go in a place and you bring something fucking home with you. Like, I don't even know if I want to do that.
Look, I mean, I've been listening to a podcast lately. It's called The Exorcist Files. And this guy is talking to a Catholic priest who is an exorcist in the Catholic Church and does fucking exorcisms. And so they're talking about the legality, well, not the legality, it's the logistics of it all and how an exorcism is done and all that.
And how many are turned down, which is a lot.
I'd be looking for fucking holy relics to put in the Amityville horror house, right? Even just like a thread from the Shroud of Turin.
Yeah.
Like something
how
like that by
the dude.
Door, or...
I don't know if you're not going to, hey, Pope, you want to do me a favor? You want to pull that string on the fucking Shroud of Turin so I can put that in my house? You know, while you're at it, give me the Mary Magdalene statue. That's just a statue with her fucking skull in it. I don't think you're getting all that, man.
No,
but I do think
so.
But I do think that you can rent, like tours into your house, though. That might make you a little bit of fucking qualm, dude.
That would, yeah.
Like, this is where the person was killed.
But like, even how cool would it be to like get like a relic from the Third Crusade, Richard the Lionheart's Third Crusade, or some sort of like saintly relic? Like, that would be cool just to have in the house. But yeah, if I'd still be having priests bless the house and shit, man.
Dude, it's so weird how I'm not particularly religious, but I still want one of those things for like just the talking piece, I guess. I don't know, man. I don't know if I want to like. I like haunted houses, but I don't want to be in a haunted house. Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, Jai's awesome as well. Catholicism is so fucking goth.
Yeah, dude, it really is.
It really is.
It's murder, rape, a go-go. Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah.
The fucking history, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now we're at a dead end. I don't know how.
I don't know if I'm doing that. I do know that we're in the market, though. I know that's coming up next. We are now actively, at this point, we're just actively trying for a kid. Like, we keep saying that we're not, but we are. So we got a couple more months left here. We want to enjoy the summer because of the pool. But we're looking for spots. Let me tell you about something we saw when we were searching for a fucking house. Okay. I saw one that could have been haunted. The pictures that they took of it, the pictures of the living room had a puddle that ran from one side of the room to the other. These are the pictures that took of the house. It was reduced. The house was reduced. It was falling apart. They took pictures like the paint didn't even match. We're talking fuck a renovation. This thing needs to be fucking bulldozed. Would you like to take a gamble on how much this fucking house was?
Taking into account
current market,
currency conversion, all that sort of thing, I'm going to throw it out there at, say, 700,000 US.
No, it was 325,000, reduced to 300. But it was, guy, I'm telling you, it was a dumpster with windows. And then I saw another house for $7.8 million. That's too much motherfucking house. Like, no one needs that fucking much house. Guess what the estimated monthly fucking the estimated monthly mortgage payment on his house was?
That'd be about $550 a week.
$53,000 a month. $53,000 a month. And I'm just like,
5,300 or 53,000?
No, 53,000.
A month.
3 zeros. Yeah.
But it's a $300,000 house, right?
No, it's a $7.5 million house. This was the second one.
The second one. Sorry,
and it's just like, and listen, I saw a picture. It's beautiful. It's palatial. It's got like the 2 wrap up like staircases that go. It's got 8 bedrooms, 10 bathrooms. There's an indoor pool in it. It's awesome. Who needs that much house? Like, here's what I'm saying. Unless you have like I don't know. It just seems like a lot of house. Like, you need that many fucking bedrooms? Like, why are you, like, if you got money, spend it. I'm not saying that, but why would you want to now heat and outfit a bunch of bedrooms you're not even going to be in? Like, why are you getting that much house?
Yeah, look,
like, who the fuck needs that much house?
Like, we're in a 3-bedroom duplex. This is ideal for us. Eli's got his room. We've got our room. I've got my studio here.
Right.
You know, and like this is my spot. I'm gonna have to start buying some cabinets soon. I saw you talking about them on Amazon. I'm gonna have to, because I've got too much Legos taking up all the room in here. But this is ideal, and I don't need a massive house to fucking clean. Like, if you've got rooms that don't get used, they're still getting dusty, and you've got to clean rooms that you are not using. Like, I don't have time for that.
That's what I'm saying. If you listen, if you're a brain surgeon, you've been doing it for fucking 2 decades, and you got money like that, and you're like, I'm gonna flex and buy a big ass house. How many of those rooms are you actually using? Like, why is it the big house flex and not like you made an architectural design of your own house and it's exactly what you need? You know what I'm saying? Like, these houses weren't built for these people, I imagine. But like, I only need, say, like 3 bedroom, you know, a couple guests and shit come over. But the other ones I'd want to make myself, right? Like a 3-tiered library, one of them fucking ladder joints and shit. Yeah. Like, I would want my hand in making the actual house. So let me ask you and the people in the fucking chat, which should give really fucking good answers. You have the ability to make your own house, right? Like, someone comes in, they're like, okay, you're allowed to put whatever, like, you tell us what you want. We're going to make that room for you. Your ideal house, what is the one room in your house that you're like, it needs one of these, blank? Try to not make it like a movie theater. Try not to make it a swimming pool. Make it something that is that when people walk in, they're like, this is some Nate ass shit right here. And it goes for everyone else that's in the chat too. You get an opportunity to make your own house. What is the one room just for you that when people come over, like, you got to see this shit?
You know what? For me, and I know this is going to be out of left field,
a kangaroo pen.
Rob's saying a war room, and that's, I would expect nothing less from Rob.
Yeah,
a fucking
no
war
shit.
room.
Wait. Does it have like a gun range? Like, is that what he means? Or does he mean like set up like a war room?
I reckon
like
he just have all his guns across the wall and shit. No, for me,
cool,
nobody would fucking see it. It would be purely for me, and it would be to have a heated toilet seat and heated floor in the bathroom as well.
Heated floor is dope.
That way, in the middle of the night, I'm not walking on cold tiles and being jarred awake and shit.
Right.
I guess that's just like a little thing that just for convenience. For me, I'd be just decking out a massive studio, dude. I'd be decking out a massive studio, fucking screens across the wall, and having my glass cabinets with all my Lego and shit. I think that's what it would be, just like a glorified man cave.
I want one room to be like, yes, a gym, right? Like a cool gym, but also have like ball pits and like American Ninja Warrior, but fun stuff. Oh, fuck no. You know what the room I want? Remember American Gladiators, the show?
Yeah.
The guy who sits up top with the guns and he's shooting the balls and you gotta try and hit the target above him.
Yeah.
What? Imagine inviting people over a house to be like, dude, you got a basketball court? Motherfucker, I got better. They put on a helmet, fucking knee pads and shit, and you're just up there going, all right, ready, and you got to shoot people with fucking, like, that'd be dope. That's something where people like, no other people, you got to see this guy's house. You will never fucking believe what
American
this person
Gladiators
has.
In your house. Yeah.
Fuck yes, dude. Like, that'd be awesome. Also something for the collection as a whole, like a museum where I can display everything. But that'd be dope.
Oh, okay. We're getting some fucking wicked
Do it,
ideas
do it, do
in
it.
the chat. So Shannon said, where are we? She'd want a nerd room like D&D, LARP, books, Funko Pops, giant ass TVs, gaming computers, all the consoles, old and new, and definitely
That's fucking yeah, like just a big ass nerd room. Yeah,
yeah.
dude, that's awesome.
And Jai was saying that she wants a lazy river and a swim up bar. So,
That
having a
listen,
lazy river with a swim up bar all the way through it, that would be fucking really cool.
can you imagine they build inside your house, like all around your house in like zigzags, a fucking lazy river? Son, I think that one wins, man. Like, that's some shit, dude. Imagine, like, I just had a tough day at work. Where are you going? Lazy river. And you get to, like, literally pass by each one of your areas. If you step off, there's like a little place to, like, dry off and shit like that.
Yeah.
You go, and that's how you get around your fucking house.
Wake
Son,
up
that's
first
dope.
thing wake up first thing in the morning, jump in the lazy river, out of the bedroom, into the kitchen.
Like, I know that Shannon and pretty much everyone in there has friends that play like the 40K. They make some amazing terrains. Imagine going into a room that's got like a bunch of like a nerd, like fucking like a hangar that's just got like a bunch of different terrains and shit. That'd be cool as shit too. Like, that's what I'm saying. I want to know what my friends want to put in. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you want a stage and shit like that? But that lazy river joint, like that's awesome. I also want a floor with like a shark tank underneath. Like, that'd
That'd
be
be
dope.
cool. Yep.
Right? Like you walk
I
over
love
the
Rob's latest idea as well. And that would be actually really cool. He wants hallways big enough to race go-karts through. So that you
Oh
can
my
essentially
god.
make all the main traffic parts of your house a go-kart track and just fucking jump in and around the fucking house. How good would
That's
that be?
fucking good, man. God damn it. That's really good. And
Oh,
like
maybe a water slide from the second to the first floor.
the water slide's always the way to go. The water slide is always the way to go. And all the bathrooms need to be outfitted with the 3 seashells. You won't get that joke, but everyone else in the fucking chat will.
I had to Google it.
Yeah, but you can't even Google it because no one knows how the 3 seashells works. That's the beauty.
I
20
saw a
years later,
theory.
there's still no.
I saw a theory, but I don't
They're out
know.
there, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, okay. I can't imagine like getting the.
How about a roller coaster? It's kind of like the lazy river idea, but like you
Yeah,
get in it from one spot. But would that get boring? No, I mean, no. I mean, I guess the more people that come over, right?
yeah.
What?
So I'm getting roasted again already. Nate
What?
doesn't know about the 3 seashells work. And Rob's
I
like, no,
fucking
he
told you.
doesn't. Motherfuck. I've just
That's
spent the
right.
last
So,
week getting roasted about this shit.
hey, guys, for just joining. Rob's never seen the entire. I mean, fuck it. Nate's never seen the entirety of Die Hard. He hasn't even seen the ending of Die Hard, the best part of the fucking movie. Haven't even seen it. You name movies. Right now, you motherfuckers put movies in there, and I guarantee 90% of them he hasn't seen. But he's going to have a lot of cool ones to watch, though.
Yeah, and Jai said I would just let a 7-year-old wild in designing the house.
That would actually be really
That's a
cool,
good
too. Yeah.
idea. Because
Yeah.
you go to kids and you're like, what's that one? You ask the same question, what's the one room? And they've
Yeah.
drawn shit like I'd have a room made out of pizza. Or
Yeah.
that would be cool.
Hunter said that. When I said, like, what would your ideal room be? He had a water slide going from his window to the pool outside. I'm like, see, man, adults, like, we're like so dead inside that like we wouldn't think of that shit. Like, people are coming up with great shit now, but
Yeah.
like that's when your brain is just like, what? It's the summertime. I'm gonna put on my shit, open up the window, woo, all the way down. That'd be fucking great, man.
See, now I could see you actually setting up like a comic book store in your house.
I would set
But
up something with like movable displays. Yeah.
yeah, so you'd have all your collectibles as you do, and then right there in the middle of the room, you'd have the benches or the desk, whatever the fuck, all your comic books in there, so you can fucking
Yeah.
flip through.
Yep. I always thought about what that
Put a
would look like.
counter in there. You can stand back there and be bit like, oh look at me,
Yeah.
I'm a co-owner of Fat Moose or something like that.
See, but that's a never ending thing because then it's like, what do you want? I want all 52 Iron Man armors. Fucking start them up. I'd get the wall and everything. And it's like, but that never ends. Like, I couldn't just win the lottery. I would need to somehow now become a billionaire because that's the only way that works because there's always something new that's coming out. If you put in a lazy river, that's a one shot. Like you might have to get it fixed and stuff every once in a while. Once you put that in, you're good. And that water is like heated too. Can you imagine that shit, man? And like the one room you go through is like glass. So you're in like a tube so you can see the outside. Motherfucker, what? That's I'm sleeping over Jai's house this summer. Everyone's coming over to Lazy River.
I think that's probably the best idea that we've had yet, just through this conversation. A fucking lazy river, man.
Yeah, it's fucking good, man. That's good. Yeah, but she also works her fucking ass off. So like, it doesn't shock me that that's someone who puts in the amount of man hours that she does, and like just the rigors of her job is like, yeah, man, I want extreme comfort whenever I can get home and shit. Yeah, that's good. But let me tell you, fucking Shannon and her husband would do great in fucking Nuremberg because they'd invite everyone over, man, because they're just really nice people. So the more room they had, the more people they would invite over. I also would want like a parking lot with like all my friends have special spots. Like that's your spot when you come over and shit like that. I always thought that'd be kind of cool. But I also be the kind of person, if I won a whole bunch of money, I'd be giving just as much away that I would spend, right? Like most of the people in the chat right now, I know them. They didn't grow up with money. They grew up with class, and they grew up with appreciation. So when people like me get money, like if I eat, I want everyone to eat. So it'd be like, oh, I'm going to give this person this and this person that and this person that, because I don't want anybody. Like if I get it, I want to give it to somebody else. So I would look at how much money I have and be like, all right, I'm gonna put this away for Hunter. I'm going to build some shit for me. But this whole chunk right here, that's all going in fucking suitcases. We're just going to drive to people's houses, be like, boom, 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 just start handing shit out, man. Because
Josh just turned around and said, if I won the lottery, I would buy and train a flock of crows to follow me around.
Yeah,
you can do that already. Just start leaving treats to the crows around you, and they'll start looking after you. They'll start bringing presents back to you.
Dude, or vultures, man. You imagine a vulture just peeking on your fucking shoulder? You'd be ready to fucking war with that thing.
Have you heard the crazy shit about crows, though, man? Like, you can train wild crows by leaving out treats for them and stuff, and eventually they'll start finding shiny things, and they will bring you.
And they will bring them to you. Yep. There you go, Jai.
And then
here's your answer right there.
Those crows keep an eye on you. They remember faces. They have facial recognition. So if somebody, I heard a story, this girl had trained a crow, and she's walking home one day, and the bully beat her up. And then from then on, whenever the crow saw this bully, the bully would start. The crow would attack the bully.
Dude, shut the fuck up. That's amazing.
They're territorial. They remember faces. They remember people. They remember, like, even if they haven't seen you in a while, they will still know, hey, you fucked with my bro.
That is uncanny, dude. That's uncanny. I love that. I want that. I would also, instead of a house security system, get ninjas to like just to be out there, be like, oh, you don't have a security system? No, man, but you don't want to go up there. Why? Because you'll be dead by the time you hit the fucking, just like trained assassins all over my shit. No guns, though. We're talking like knives and shit. Like I want...
Put the sticker up on the window. This house is protected by ninja surveillance.
And be like, oh, it's really funny. And then dead.
Out of there. Fuck. Anyway, man, I think we're running short now.
Man, that was fast.
I've still got more old people shit to do. So...
Do you really?
Oh, yeah, man.
Oh, yeah, it's morning to you, man. Shit.
Yeah, it's 2 p.m. here.
Oh, shit.
2 p.m. So I spent my morning doing my pre-podcast ritual, which is mowing the lawns and spraying weed. And then I went to go take a shower. I'm like, son of a bitch, that's right, the shower head's fucked. So I had to go down to Hammer Barn and buy a new shower head before I could even shower. Yeah. So that's done. But yeah, I still got more old people shit to do. So
I will say the chat added such a fucking cool level to this, man. You guys were fucking awesome. Come back especially come back next week. It's gonna be a Shannon centric show next week, man. And I know that she's got people and shit like that. They'll definitely want to be listening, and they'll want to be here live because she knows wonderful people. So I can't wait to just sit down and fucking talk to her, because I keep up with her on Facebook and shit like that, but I don't think we've been in each other's presence for a long time. And she's one of them people that Like you'll get phone calls from people be like, oh man, it's fucked up. So and so's messing with so and so. She's one of them people that's like, whose car are we taking and when we leaving? So it just be really cool to just reconnect on that level. So next Saturday, if you got any fucking questions, get some people to come in on the chat. It's always a good time. Tell your fucking friends, rate the show, and leave Nate some recommendations for movies that I guarantee he hasn't fucking seen.
Absolutely. That's it. So yeah, every week, guys, just so you are aware, we are now live, 9 p.m. EST, 1 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time here in Australia. So like whenever, come join us, hang in the chat. This has been a fucking blast.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I had good fucking laughs from this one.
This has been fun. So just get in with us because we want to hear what you've got to say too. We've had a massive influx this week of followers on Instagram, Judge.
Nice.
People that mainly people who you're following. So again, man, Judge brings the people. So that's been awesome.
But it's because we bring the fucking funny. Like, I'm not even worried about that. I just want people to hear the show because I think it's fun. And besides, what other show can you get like actual like access to? Shit, it might be a point where like you need to get someone to watch the chat so they can like chime in and shit. So like we can have a conversation and they can get in. Yeah, but this is gonna be fucking fun, man. This is gonna be fun. Let's keep it rolling.
Absolutely. So obviously we're going to be wrapping up this week's show on the audio side of things with our safety debrief. We've got a nice cracker to put in there.
Yep. And everyone who got involved, I'll get your Instagram and stuff like that, or I'll search it so we can put you up to. And fucking next week's gonna be awesome. Everyone have an awesome fucking week. Treat somebody well. Find your friend who's got a lazy river in their house. Take a dip. It's fucking awesome.
Just be nice.
And train some crows. And
train some crows to fuck up your enemies. That's it. That's it. All right. Well, with that one, guys, we're out of here. Catch you later.
Peace.
Mother.